Testing, testing. We appear to be live now. Okay, we're going to do a volume check. This is my first stream on the new laptop, so ignore probably feedback in just a second. I'm using my TV to confirm that it sounds okay. Let's see. Cancel YouTube. And doesn't like to show me my own videos. Gotta love this thing. Make it hard on me. Check, check. It does sound like I am getting sound. Yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, so I've been playing Limbus Company for a while now. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And there is an event that happens every few months. Normally, I think it's 3 or 4 months that it normally happens. It's called Walpurgis Night. This event, this time around, it looks like it is using the stamina for this game. The basic, every mobile game kind of uses some sort of version of stamina. And you have to spend a certain amount of it by playing the game. 3,000, as that little bar over there shows, and you get rewards. I think that's a cosmetic reward, I think that's one of the banners for your cosmetics. That's a pull. Yeah, ego shards, pulls, ego shards, experience. That's a cosmetic for your profile. Threads. I don't know what the side thing is. We'll learn together. And normally there's a boss related to this mode. I don't see that. I don't know if that's coming later. But I don't see a boss related to it this time. Now, in Limbus Company, one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any gacha game, it is the ego shards that you can use to get the avatars. So normally you pull for characters in most gacha games. In this game you have IDs or IDs, and you have egos. Basic philosophy terms, which I find to be hilarious that they use those in this game. But you can use 400 shards to get a character instead of pulling for a character, so you can earn by just playing the game. So what we're going to do here is there are 2 new ones. There's a new Ishmael and there's a new Gregor. They are on brand new for this 7th Walpurgis. So this is the 7th time this event's happened. Event looks like it's a little bit different every single time. This is my first one ever. But in order to get either one of these, you have to pull from this top banner here. This banner does not have those two new ones, but does have older Walpurgis items, IDs, and egos. So we're going to pull off this banner right here, and we're going to see what all we can get. We're going to go to pity. Now, if I get both of these before pity, I will most likely stop unless I get super close. Now I can get any of these limited announcers if we get close, so that will be my next goal. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling on his banner and see how it goes. In this game, 3 stars is kind of the best. You have 1-star IDs, 2-star IDs, and 3-star IDs, and then you have egos. The egos overall are a little bit more rare than the 3 stars. 3 stars are the best units. Egos are their like ultimate abilities, basically. So let's go ahead and we're gonna pull on this banner and see what all we get. Check on something before I do that. I am a little bit confused about this stream. It's still not showing on my YouTube channel, and I personally do not want to stream this after pulling everything and lose all the video. So let's refresh and just make sure it is actually streaming. I know it says I'm live, but unless I see the video, I don't trust it. It's still not showing it. Very confused on that one right there. I found my video. Check, check. Is there no sound? That might be a problem. Desktop sound. Check, check. That's extremely quiet. No wonder I couldn't hear that without my headphones. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. That's better, I think. Turning down the game volume a little bit, turning up my volume a little bit. Hello, hello. Alright, cool. So, in case the sound wasn't turned up high enough earlier, um, Walpurgis Night is an event that happens in Limbus Company every couple months. Normally, it's like 4 months about, um, give or take. Sometimes I think it's sometimes 3 months, sometimes 6 months. Depends on how's everything's going. State of the game and whatnot. This is the seventh one. This is my first one. Um, but for this event, it looks like using the Fomalin stamina stuff is how you um, get credit towards the actual event over here. So you need to use a total of 3,000 points. Once you've done that, then you'll be able to get all the rewards from here. Now, I do believe that there's normally a boss related to this. Oh, I was hearing this sound, and it was thought it was my mic popping. Yeah, so by just playing the game, you're going to end up getting this 3,000. You should be able to get that in those days as long as you're playing the game, especially doing mirror dungeon stuff. The update came out after I did my dailies today, so none of those counted. And the murder on the Warp Train Express, which is a separate event, is still ongoing. So if you haven't done this, I would do this too. But the key here is the pulls on this banner. So new characters come off of this top one, old characters come off this bottom one. This is what we're pulling right now. So let's go ahead and get the pulls going. Let's see what we get. We get this 3-star, but it is a duplicate. There we go. Green.
이렇게 영롱하게 빛나는 초록을 본 적 있는가? 이 몸과 있으면 어둠이 우리를 피해 도망다닐 것이네.
I've had to borrow this one before. It has a healing passive. So now I have it myself.
비가 그칠 무렵에는
Nice.
이 골목을 영영 떠나야겠어. 나는 아직 살고 싶거든.
This is the new Gregor. We got 300 Starlight from pulling him.
여기까지 온 걸 보면 피 좀 봤다고 눈물 그렁그렁 단지 발목 잡지는 않을 것 같네. 징계팀의 개브라야. 당신이 겁쟁이가 아니라면 좋은 협력 관계 정도는 될 수 있겠지.
It's announcer. I didn't actually recognize the announcer. Must be from later in the game. I'm about, I don't know, I feel like I'm about halfway through it so far.
이번 의뢰는 다른 해결사의 전투에 이미 읽어봤으니 설명은 됐다네.
나도 내용은 이미 숙지했으니까 브리핑 해줄 필요 없어.
네.
Got threads. So I got the same announcer again. There we go. And duplicates again. Not great. Much rather get egos or IDs that I haven't gotten before. But that's what happens when you play gotcha. Hey, restar. And the thumb. Nice.
사람은
Nice.
꽃으로도 때리지 말라. 던가요? 저희 집 꽃은 사람 패는데 이골이나 있는데 말이죠.
Office rep. Let's go. Okay. So at this point, we could pull 4 more and then pick up one of these other announcers. We don't have to, but we could. It's debatable if that is a good thing to do. That'd be half of what I have. I really want this one, which I'm close to having. I could probably go get the ego shards right now, and this one, which I can pick up. These are probably more important than getting the ideas overall, but I've also been told this is a good one too. Now let's go ahead and let's pull. See what we get.
다음 세상으로 넘어가려면
I'm being told to go public. Why am I not public? Super confused. Dang. Alright, see if it's working.
How long have you been polling?
Like all the way.
Okay, now you're visible. Okay. Check your settings later for your default upload permissions, by the way, on your studio tab.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your live stream.
Okay, let's. Yeah, I got a call. Apparently my stream was set to private just now. Hey, we got the ego. Nice. Yes.
이번 의뢰는 간단해. 그냥 녹화된 영상을 보면서 멘트만 치는 것 같군.
뭐 좋네. 총알값도 아끼고.
그래. 가끔은 온건한 일도 해야지.
Alright, so there's still two more pulls left. We got Magical Girl Dawn. What's the ego?
잘 왔군. 이제 진짜 치장이란 게 무엇인지 직접 보여주도록 하지. 기대하도록.
정의의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장! 아르카나들을 처리하는 거라면 나도 도울게. 정의로운 힘은 합칠수록 강해지는 거니까 잘 부탁해.
Alright. And we went to pity once. Now we're gonna see what we can get off of here. Regret is the most important one for me, so you go ahead and so we're gonna pull regret first.
T0154 경류 환상체에 대한 작업을 시작합니다.
Next, I really want Magic Bullet.
내 앞에 서지 말도록. 악마가 깃든 탄원의 관역 중 하나가 되고 싶은 게 아니라면.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab the
아름다운
ego.
춤을 추는 건 나뿐이어야 해. 그러니 네 발목을 잘라버리면
Love the artwork.
속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자라지.
Yeah, that's my goal. We'll see if I can do it in one go real fast and just get everything. I don't feel like I did all that well on the pulls. I got announcers, which I guess you guys missed that. I got the 2 new ones, and then I got like 3 announcers. Then with the pity, I got a 4th announcer. So if getting announcers is good, then I'm doing really well on announcers. But
보시게, 사랑과 평화를 수호한 자들의 이야기가 여기에 적혀있지. 바로 우리 마법 소녀들 같지 않은가?
해결사란 건 이런 거구나.
죽음에 관한 그대의 의견은 잘 알았소. 잠시 충동적인 마음은 접어두고 좀 더 대화해보지 않겠는가? 자, 사격 중지. 앞쪽 시야가 확보되는 대로 적들을 추적할게요.
손이 가끔씩 떨릴 때가 있는데 겁쟁이처럼 보이지 않았으면 좋겠네요.
탄 일발 장전. 탄환은 로직 아틀리에제 고속 분쇄탄. 좋아. 저격 준비 끝.
so we are short. Hey Devo. Hello Entity. Hey Biggs. We're short a little bit on the ego shards. Definitely going to get them all before the end of the event, but I pulled the pity once. I'm going to stop there, and we got 6 more left. Shouldn't be all that hard to get them finished off.
이 사무소에서는 아무렇지 않게 사람을 죽여도 칭찬받는 거죠?
Alright, now we're very close to being done. So Gregor and Ryoshu between those two, it shouldn't be that hard to get. The other three are going to be a little bit harder. But looking at the rewards from this event, I do feel like they hand out quite a bit of I guess the shards are kind of later. Yeah. So you're saying this ego is the priority. Well, let's take a look. Ryoshu lost the draw. Shay would be so upset. This new ID looks good to me. I do feel like Pierce and Tremor doesn't go well together though. Like overall, there is some Pierce, but I just feel like more moves are blunt damage. Definitely can't wait to try out that ID. Gotta level it up a little bit first. Oh, I got the Barber. I think this is when Bix called me and pointed out I was streaming to nobody. Sewing target. It is a burn unit. It's one of those situations where I have to decide, am I using the new, really cool looking Ego, or are they using the old one? That one was burned, this one's bleed. This one is an AoE attack. Definitely depends on which team I'm running. This is another one I'm very interested in using. Yes, I did get both the new ones. I got Gregor around, I think, 60 pulls in. And then Ishmael was 160. So I picked up announcers when I went to pity. I did get full stop Heathcliff over here. I remember somebody telling me right after I started the game that this one's good. Oh yeah, this one has the butterfly effect on it. Don't know a lot about Magical Girl Dawn, but I did see something about a charge attack that it used. Most if you keep defensive noise. The effect is dependent on SP. I see that ability 2 and ability 4 both make you lose SP. Yeah, I'll have to look into that a little bit more. This is the one that somebody had me borrow at one point for the healing when I was soloing Ricardo with Ishmael. I had this as one of my supports. This ability is pretty good right here. Yeah, I think. And see, were you the one that told me to do that? And here we have the regret. Yo. Start the turn. Very cool stuff. Okay. And when you're talking about the debuffs, you are talking about Gregor's debuffs. Or were you talking about the regret? Hmm. Yeah, let's see. This Tremor team is definitely making a lot of progress. Yeah. I will read that myself later. Go ahead and do the Gregor one also. Yeah, I only have 100. Or I've never noticed these before. I got these for getting duplicate green pulls on the banner. Nice. How many announcers? I'm not sure if it was announcers or not. It's in the video. Let's see. You know, I think it was announcers. So I got that. The redhead announcer. I got her twice. And I got somebody else twice. Let's see. Got so many new keywords to use. Now let's see. How do you even see which announcers you have? I got this one right here. Gibrua. I got this one twice. I got this one at least once. And this one at least once. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess it looks like there's 2 announcers per Walpurgis. So I'm assuming this one and this one are the 2 new ones. And these 2 were probably the last 2 that came out, I'm guessing. But I definitely have this one. Definitely have this one. Have this one. Have this one. I'm not that worried about announcers. That's weird. There's 14 of them. I'm wondering, is there more Walpurgis stuff to come? Because I don't see a boss. Like last time they had a boss fight. That's what I was thinking. Well, let's see what we can do with. Let's see. So, okay, let's just Back up for a second. So, is this event happening in Marina at the same time as Limbus? Hmm. Gregorhouse, Ishmael, Ardia, Ryoshu. Okay. So that means it is okay for me to go ahead and make it strong. What are you guys going crazy about? I'm still quiet. I already turned myself up like a ton. Let's see. I will turn the game down a little bit. Me up a little bit. Do I sound any better? I just turned the game down a little bit and me up a little bit. Because the decibel is hitting like mid to upper yellows right now. So that's usually a sign that it's too loud. Devil, are you able to hear me okay? This is my first time streaming since I got this new computer. So the settings are all wonky, and I tried it on my TV. So that's the only example I've had is about 30 seconds off my TV. So any feedback, definitely let me know if my volume's messed up or something. Okay. I really like these egos. They give you the blur bubble shield. Yeah. Carbon cavernous whaling. Yeah, that one. And then this one. I gotta be careful. I'm going through my thread pretty quick. I think this Tremor team is really coming together though. Yes, they definitely do disappear quite quickly. It will help once I make it through chapter 7. Yeah, I do feel like I need to, finish leveling the IDs, and there's a few egos that need to be topped off, but I feel like it's overall quite good. Um, Now there were a few Christmas egos that I think could add some flair to this Tremor team. I found a few that were very interesting looking. I don't know if they're coming back or if they were like a one-time thing, but there was a few Christmas ones. Yeah, yeah, the Christmas ones looked very interesting to me. Yeah, I don't really remember where they were. Yeah, this is a random one. That was one of them, I think. But this was it, the Christmas Nightmare ones. You said it right before. Yeah, once the next you're right, once the next Kanto drops, I will be able to, or the next season drops, I'll be able to ego shard them. But both of those I thought looked really good for adding to the team. This one's artwork is cool. Well, that was basically it for the pulling part. I kind of want to bring my Tremor team into Mirror Dungeon and just kind of play around with it for a minute. See the event. So every single time you spend a module, it's going to be 20. So It's 150 modules. If you're doing 3 and 12, 15 a day, hey, pretty much your daily should get most of that done. And on top of that, you get this mirror dungeons that you should be doing at least 3 of. They don't stack. Okay. I better get grinding. Yeah. Well, right now, I think the focus is getting those ego shards for this Walpurgis stuff before it's gone. Um, daily should be enough, plus, you know, your weeklies, like, it should be pretty simple to get those done, the 3,000 points. I'm more worried about getting Murder on the Warp Express done. It took me a while to get done with the Heartbreaking Canto and Time Killing Time Intervallo. So I'm finally starting the Warp Express. So I think this is going to take me a while. Now, there's not a lot for me to still get, but I mean, some of them are a little bit expensive. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I will definitely get it. Okay. Now, I have 2 new IDs, some new egos, so I could change up how I'm going into battle now. Up front, I'm going to bring in Thumb. Bring in Ryoshu, Contempt, Dawn, Blue, Regret, Ishmael. I can bring in Fell Bullet. Matches up quite well with her. Or I can bring in Okay, well, before we do this mirror dungeon, we're gonna take a quick, like, 2-minute break as I go and figure out the code and put it in for a different game. I need the adventure diary. Where is the code at? underground channel. Subscribe emo. Emo. Yeah, this will only take me a moment, and then we'll get right back to this. Yeah, they're giving out 100 orb shards and an adventure diary. And I cannot miss an adventure diary. Oh, I definitely typed it wrong. Cool. Should be able to get my halberd maxed out with that adventure diary. Alright, back to Limbus. What's propaganda? Don't know. Toran propaganda? Now let's bring in the Night Owl's Capiano and see how it does here. Have a good night. True that he needs to show me how to use OBS correctly, or true that you guys need to subscribe to my channel? Not sure why it automatically set to private. Also not sure how I missed that.
탈출 대체가 정리되었습니다.
She carrying around a giant warhammer?
이따위 일도 못했어. 목표 위치로 돌격 중.
전장에 집중하는 게 좋겠군. 개주급 당하기 싫다면 말이지.
I thought he was like a mafia member, like the Thumb, but it looks like he's actually like a pirate captain. The peg. Yeah, I don't know.
직접 타도하죠.
빈틈투성이군. 빈틈투성이군.
피가 튀기.
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
최선의 방어를. 대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 테니.
Are the Night Owls from Limbus, or is it from one of the other games? Yeah, Kanto 8 is still pretty far off. I gotta beat Warp Train and 7, and then I believe 2 more intervals, then I'll be at 8. I mean, right now, my goal is to focus on Walpurgis and Warp Train, and just try to get as much as I can out of those events, um, which should get me to 7. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna just jump straight into 7 or if I'm gonna focus on the other stuff, because we got Toram trying to get ready for the Christmas event, and that's gonna take some effort. Um, I feel like there's something I'm forgetting right now I need to be doing. Completely blanking out on it, but I got this feeling that I'm completely forgetting something. You know, I don't want to really talk about too much, but work lately has been like actual work. Normally I can get a lot of this stuff, side stuff done, well, like while I'm working. Has not been working out for me. But I'm still making progress. I finished like 11 nodes of Canto 6 in one sitting. And then I think I finished almost all of the rest of Canto 6 in, it's not one sitting that I finished it all in, it was like 2. Finished almost all of it in one more sitting. I ran out of stamina though, so I went to sleep. When I woke up, I finished the rest of it. So I finished 6 in like two and a half sittings basically. For me, Canto 6, the beginning of it was too boring. I mean, I knew it was Heathcliff. That didn't help. Not the biggest Heathcliff fan. The character looks cool, but his attitude towards his allies is just not great. That's my biggest problem. It is, and after reading the synopsis of all the books, his book is like a romance novel. So I guess it makes sense for it to be, you know, a love story for his character, seeing that his character is based on a character from a romance novel. For a dude from a romance novel, though, he is angry. And for someone that angry, they made him too tall. He has that, like, short person anger. Do you disagree? I haven't said this on stream. I think I told you about this yesterday, but I am asking for like all the books that Limbus, all the characters are based off of. I'm asking for them for Christmas. I know I'm probably not going to get all of them. I'll pick up whatever's not given to me as gifts. Um, but I'm planning on reading all of them, and I think I might read them in order based on the cantos you play in the game. And I will probably do like a podcast live stream, like sit and talk after I'm done reading them. Um, my current thoughts are I read the book, I take notes, I play the canto over again, and then sit down and talk about it. I'm a Limbus player. I can't read. That's why it took me so long to get through the first 12 parts of Canto 6. That reading was tough. It was just a lot. Nah, we aren't beating the allegations. Every single time I go to read the skill in this game, I get like 2 sentences and I'm like, oh, come on, brain, don't give up on me. I see the yellow word tremor. I'm good after that. I just see that. I'm like, okay, that's my character. Now, I used to read quite a bit when I was um like beginning of college. I really like the R.A. Salvador book series with the Icewind Dale and stuff. I read the first three Icewind Dale books. Really, really did enjoy them. Never got around to reading the rest of them. I think there's like 24 books or something. To be honest, that's a lot of books. Yeah. Um, I own the first six Icewind Dale books. What I did was saving money. They actually sell the trilogies because Icewind Dale is the first three books, and then there's like another set of three that's part of the same story. Um, to be honest, it kind of switches main characters though. But it's still the same people. The main focused person switches up in the fourth book. At least what I remember, going off of what I read. Um, but the first three is like a set. The second three is a set, and the fourth, they're broken up into trilogies. Um, so you can actually buy them as one book is three books. So I own like the Icewind Dale trilogy as a single, really, really thick book. I mean, it's like if you turn your hand sideways, it's like about the same thickness as like your full hand, the side of the book. I want to say it was like 900 pages, I think. Could be completely wrong. It's been so many years since I've even looked at it. It's somewhere around here. Probably in my closet behind all my clothes covered in dust. I also read the Deltoria quest books, and The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. I've read other stuff, but those are the, you know, some of the main ones I really liked. And then a bunch of manga. I'm currently buying Solo Leveling, but to be honest, there's a lot of pictures. I want to say I have book 12? 12 or 13 of Solo Leveling, I'm not sure. FNAF. Uh, fan books. Looking that, oh, Five Nights at Freddy's? Hmm. I didn't even realize that was a book series. My nephew really likes the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Um, haven't talked to him in a long time. He's got to be getting close to graduating high school at this point. I think the last time I talked to him, he was like 12. Been a couple years.
더 있나? 있다면 빠르게 처리하자고.
He liked the, yeah. I thought he was playing the Five Nights at Freddy's game. I really wasn't really my thing. Um, to be honest, anything that is like horror, like where things chase you, I don't normally play those type of games. Not really my type of game. I've played a little bit of stuff. You get them at the school book fair. That's actually where I got the Deltoria quest books. I want to say I got the first 4 or 5 from the. I want to say it was called the Scholastic Book Fair. Back when I was in like 5th, 6th, 7th grade, around there. Um, then I went out of my way and there was this private bookseller guy in town. Um, and I'd go there all the time and talk to him. And I helped him like pick out what manga because he had like a little shelf where he was gonna put manga on the shelf, but he didn't know what to get. Um, nice, yeah. But like I gave him some advice on what anime and stuff were popular at that time, and I was like, people would probably like the same type of manga. Um, and I had him order me the Deltoria quest. I paid him. But he like was a private seller or whatever. He ordered me the rest of the Deltoria quest books I didn't have. I think there was 9 books. I could be wrong about that, but it like spelled out Deltoria. So going off of that, I would say 7 books. I don't remember. It's been so long. But they're a very easy read. I would say they're probably 4th through 5th grade like reading level. They're I mean, there was a few darker places, but even there, like when they were going over the darker things that were happening, I felt like they eased up on what was going on. Like if it was made for adults, it'd probably be way more detailed. Um, like even if it was just like high school reading level, I think they would have put way more graphics into um, like the story. There was less of a focus on the really bad stuff that was happening. Like some characters died and other characters were like hurt really bad and they didn't really put a lot of detail into it. Welcome back. I'll have to do it next time around. My stagger. It'll be fine. It will all work out. Does it? I'll have to go back and reread it. I'll fuse it next next shop. But I strong. I mean, staggering the enemies is Tremor Team's kind of forte, so might be smart to stagger them. I was already planning coming here to get this one, to then fuse. So, pretty good chance they're gonna get fused together. Refilling my glass with Monster. I left the house for the first time in like 2 weeks today. Yeah, having a remote job means I don't have to go out, but it's nice to get out every once in a while. But I've saved so much money on buying food because since I have a thing against ordering food delivered. So we'll go shopping every once in a while. We restock the refrigerator and I just make food at home. Saving quite a bit of money. I do not have the particular gummy that would be required to make that horrible looking. I watched the YouTube video you sent me on the battery acid spaghetti, but I'd be willing to try it. I just 100% sure I will regret it. So unless I'm doing it for a live stream or something, I just don't really see the much point to actually do it. That would be a very interesting punishment, though. Like, if I fail to do this, then I have to do this thing, and it could be on the list. Battery acid spaghetti. I am really looking forward to rereading. Going back to the book topic for a minute, but I'm really looking forward to rereading the Odyssey. I also got what is the other one called? Where's my phone at? There it is. I requested the Odyssey, and I think it was the Iliad. Yes, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Those are the two books. And there was another one that wasn't written by Homer that I also requested that is relevant to the same story. There's an easy way for me to look that up. Let's see. You're losing respect because I read books? Oh gosh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be. The Aeneid, which is written by Virgil. It's an epic poem written, I think it's about Achilles, but it's relevant to the Iliad and the Odyssey books. Probably completely butchered the name though. Oh yeah. Should really demolish them now.
탈출 개체 확인. 최선의 방어를. 탈출 개체 확인.
Oh, I should have probably changed that ability. Now we're gonna be here for a minute. Yeah, that's what that clock means. It's gonna waste your time. I'm pretty sure right there is where the fight would have ended. Oh, they still ended it. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with the.
의뢰비 인상에 대해서 대화를 나눠볼 만한 성과 아니? 징수하겠네.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised when they were actually able to kill it. Yeah, it was that new Gregor unit that I have. It must have been Tremor Burst. At least that's what it appeared to be to me. To be honest, the damage information pops up so fast. If you don't already know what you're looking at, it's really hard to tell. Problem with pausing it is you have to pause it like while it's happening. You have to know you want to pause it. Yeah, right here. Like, it's gone. What? Che just went live? This is the wrong time of day.
이따위 일도 못했어.
저들은 전율하리라.
What up, Zeno?
탈출개체 확인.
환상의 세계로
Oh, was that an impersonation?
직접 타도하죠.
이것과 동무하기가 네 약점은
그렇게 서 있지.
목은 떨어질 수밖에. 전탄 격발.
탈출개체 확인.
Hello. How you doing?
최선의 방어를.
빈틈투성이군.
경외감 속에 숨어라.
Definitely know that feeling.
자비에 감사하다.
시선에 눈이 멀지 않도록. 탈출개체 확인.
그렇게 서 있어.
목은 떨어질 수밖에.
I did better than that, but I did get 3 or 4 announcers, and one of them was a duplicate. I pulled all the way to pity. I did get both the 2 new IDs, and then I got, I think, 2 more, I think, egos. So I ended up getting, I guess, 4 announcers, 2 IDs, 2 egos. So, I mean, it's sad though. I wanted more. At least I got both the new ones. I don't have to pull anymore. I'm going ego shards. At least I'm gonna try to. The Spider Ryoshi goes. I don't think I got a Spider Ryoshi go. I think that's the one I'm missing. Yeah, you're gonna need to replace that. Now I highly recommend if you have the battle pass, doing mirror dungeon to get ego shards, then trading those ego shards in um, for an ID. I'm sure you probably already know all about that though. I'm a pretty new player. Like I've not been around that long. I started the day after the last Walpurgis. Kind of inconvenient time to start, to be honest. um, so I've been playing for like right at I think 3 or 4 months. And I have put a lot of time in this game. I have now I do leave the game on sometimes, but I'm at 600 hours. Um, that's definitely not playtime though. That's just logged in time. Nice. Yeah, you should be able to get around 305 or so ego shards with 150 center boxes. Um, if it's the not random one. I think take the center box is the yellow one. Which which Gregor are you going for? When you say the daddy Gregor, you aren't talking about going for the new Night Owls. That's not the one you're talking about, right? I'm I'm somewhat new, so I could be wrong, but currently I don't think you can shard for the new ones. I think you have to wait for the next Walpurgis to pull for the two new ones. So you can't get the Gregor or the Ishmael, which I don't have out here right now, with the shards. You have to get those through pulls if you're going to get them right now. All right, cool. Just making sure you knew. I didn't want you to, find out later. I mean, if you could shard them, then I would have actually pulled on the other banner, which would have had better rates for the IDs. But you don't get the new ones on the second banner. So you know how there's two Walpurgis banners? The top one gives you the new ones, and the bottom one gives you better rates for the other ones. Yeah, definitely. You can just wait 3 months. If you have money you're willing to burn, good. If not, then, it will become available.
실체 확인.
이것밖에 못하나. 그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에. 총알값 아까울 노래.
And I do like this Gregor that I picked up. So far, it's been quite useful. I like that it's able to do quite a bit of damage, especially to. It seems like when Dawn was using the fourth ability or third ability, the yellow one. This ability. I command the halt. When borrowed time, this ability happened, I think. I'm pretty sure that's. Or is it this one? Yeah. This one right here. It basically freezes the enemy in place for a full turn. It was able to attack through that, which was very useful. And I did pull in this stream, so if you want to see that pull, you should be able to go back to about the 10-minute mark to the about 25-minute mark. In there is when I did my pulls. My volume setting was wrong. I was also set to private, so hopefully all that video is good. My first time streaming in a while, and my first time streaming on this new laptop, so my settings were not right.
직접 타도하죠.
Hmm.
자세가 모르겠니? 자비에 감사하도록. 받아볼 텐가.
One guy shows up all by himself. He should have probably ran away. Yeah, once I do beat once I beat chapter or Canto 7, I'll be able to hard mode. And I can't wait to the middle never forgot. I'm sure.
탈출 개체 확인.
That whole situation could have been handled better. We don't need to go there. I think we've talked about this before. But the whole situation could have been handled better. And even now, where he won't forget, he could forgive if we made it up. Maybe. There's a chance. But if you don't try, it'll never happen. Because a haircut's worth a certain amount of money. And if that's really what is getting to him, like, go pay whatever, find out what his favorite haircut place is, go and talk to them, pay them for, like, I don't know, a year's worth of haircuts. Get him like his own little personal card, year's worth of haircuts. Here you go. Apology. You know, like actually send a real apology letter. Apologizing for what we did. Heathcliff did. Just saying, like, there's things that might be able to fix the situation. Maybe. Unlikely. I mean, if it's not going to, like, if there's no way to fix the situation, get a little bit stronger, go find him, end the grudge. Because we don't need that kind of thing kind of floating over our head forever.
나선 속을 벗어날 순 없다.
자세가 모르겠니?
The other idea is if he's really going to be that sore about the whole haircut thing, get a bottle of shampoo, dump it out, fill it up with Nair, send it to him. He'll show up. You'll be able to settle things after that. That's what Nair would do. Nair is hair remover. So you pour the shampoo out, you refill it with Nair, and you send it to him. He goes to use the shampoo, bald. The problem will solve itself. He will show up. He'll be very angry. We are stronger now. The other idea is you could tell Virgilius that he threatened to kill Charon. Virgilius will disappear for a couple days and come back, and the problem will be done. It's a whole long list of things we could do to solve the problem. And there's always something going on during my stream, isn't there? I'll go get that mission over with after this mirror dungeon's over. I don't recall seeing that yesterday. Unless it's the really old one. Because there was one that was giving out Forma. I thought it was 2. Could be 3. That was like 9 days ago. Yeah, it's probably the same one. Later. I was way more concerned about the Adventure's Diary, that it has a limited time pickup. Yeah, I got the expansion. So I have like 10 hours to pick it up. But if you go, I'll do that later, there's a very good chance you're going to forget to do that. Like literally, if you had said any other items were dropping from it, a pillow box or life potions, anything, I'll do it later. think I've used one ego this entire mirror. I know it's normal mode, not very hard, but I've only had to use one ego so far. Even then, I could have just defended. My defense move would have taken care of it, but this team is definitely wrecking them. I can't wait for the higher difficulty.
탈출 개체 확인. 벗어날 수 있다고 생각했는지.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
Yeah, if I'm gonna play Torem, I don't see myself not having the bag expansion. One. Like out of all the, because you could technically get all three of the monthly subscription type things. The leveling one, the bag expansion, whatever the other one was. Um, but I don't see myself playing that game without the bag one. Yeah, the I can't stand backspace. I even with the expansion, the backspace really isn't big enough. I mean, it's possible to play the game with like 30 bag slots, but it's not enjoyable.
빠르게 처리하지.
I even used orbs to expand my bank. I have like 60 bank slots. I think it's like 72 of the third slots. And then I have like 86 of the first slot and the second slot or something like that. That's after getting the expansions.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
자세가 무너졌네.
그대로
Time duck.
존재하는 겁니다. 멈춰진 시간 속에 영원.
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군. 잘 놀다 간다. 회수하지 않은 탄피는 팁이다.
So the new Gregor is definitely not in the same tier as the Thumb, from what I'm seeing. Maybe with the right ego gifts and stuff. Doing like 15.5% of the total overall damage. That's not horrible, not bad, just big difference. And of course, with the right ego gifts, any character can become stronger or weaker. So all I'm saying is there's definitely room for improvement on the Gregor. All right, guys, that is going to be it for tonight. As you can see, one mirror dungeon is 100 out of this 3,000. So just doing your dailies and your mirror dungeons will get you what you need here. But it's been fun. I will, you know what? I'll stream again. I might do it tomorrow morning or something, but I'm going to I'm gonna do one with the new Ishmael unit, is my thoughts, in a mirror dungeon. So if you're interested in seeing that, I will be testing out the new gambling Ishmael. I gotta figure out how the moves work first. Then I'll uptide it and run Mirror Dungeon with it. So if you're interested in seeing that, definitely check it out. I'll probably run that in about 3 or 4 hours. And that's probably what I'm gonna do. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe. That way you can catch it when it does air in a little bit. And make sure you hit that bell icon. It doesn't really seem like if you don't hit that bell icon, then you usually don't get notifications that I'm streaming. So definitely hit, if you're interested in seeing future live streams, subscribe, bell icon. Either way, comments and all the YouTube jazz and liking the video and stuff, that'd be great. But thank you for joining me today. It's been fun. I will definitely finish up the last of the Walpurgis stuff soon. Sometime probably, well, definitely before the end of the 13-day period to get it, but hopefully this week. So it's been fun, and I hope you guys all have a very good night. Peace out. See you guys next time.